Today I'm bringing you a really special recipe for a cloud egg, and a bonus recipe, how to make a basic ass grilled cheese, but all the tips and tricks so you get it right every single time. So for the cloud egg, we're obviously going to need an egg. So we'll start off with the white and whisk it until it reaches nice soft peaks. This is going to form kind of the nest for the yolk. And since we don't like bland food, we're going to season this up with a little pinch of salt. Don't go too far because we're going to add a whole bunch of cheese next, and cheese is pretty salty as it is. I had cheddar, but you can use whatever you have on hand. Please make sure that you grate the cheese by hand and not use any of that pre-shredded stuff because there's a whole bunch of crap in that. Now it's time to make our cloud. So I took a tray and put some parchment paper on top so nothing sticks. Then I just dumped all the egg whites onto it and I'm forming it into a cloud shape. And make sure you create a small well in the center so that we can put our yolk in later. Now I'm going to bake this at 350 degrees for about 6 minutes, just until the white is set. Then I'll plop the yolk into the middle and put it back into the oven for about 3 to 4 minutes, just until the outside is set, but the inside is still nice and yolk porny. Okay, now for the grilled cheese. Every good grilled cheese starts with good bread, and my favorite is sourdough. I got this one from Beauty and the Bread, and it's flavored with jalapeno and cheese, perfect for what we're making today. Now here's a tip for your grilled cheese. You might think butter is the way to go, but mayo is way better for the end result. It spreads easier than butter and has a higher smoking point, which means you can cook it longer to get that crispy crust without burning your bread. My next tip is to use a cast iron skillet if you have it. They're naturally non-stick and result in a really nice and crispy crust. And any cheese that kind of falls off the edges sticks back to the bread, so you're not losing anything in the process, and you get that special crusty cheese on top. I had a block of cheese in my fridge, so I grated it up. You could use sliced cheese if you have that available, but the block is usually a whole lot better. Grating it nice and fine will make sure that you get the cheese melted when you want it to before your bread gets burnt. And by grating it by hand, you're avoiding all of the nasty starches and additives that come along with the packaged shredded cheese. Now we're just going to let it do its thing. You can use a spatula to press it down to make sure it gets nice and crusty and evenly golden brown. And then flip it over very carefully. I used a baby spatula and my hands. I was extremely scared to do this on camera because of performance anxiety, but we did it, guys, we did it. You can kind of hug the bread towards the edges of the pan so the outside rims can get nice and crusty too. And then you just plop your cloud egg on top and call it a day.